But I mean, the other thing, of course, that's happening is the ingress of Uranus into Gemini and the fact that it is Gemini season, which in and of itself speaks to these polarities, all the kind of dualisms. And so I don't know if you want to say a few things about that from your perspective, Jane?
Well, yes, I think immediately, of course, of AI,
Mm.
technology involved in communication. And I think AI is going to become increasingly widespread, of course. And I think it will burgeon during this transit of Uranus through Gemini. And I think as well, there will be all sorts of other technological forms of communication which come along. I think probably a lot of them will be Uranian gimmicks.
Mm.
And I imagine that they will be revealed to be the emperor's new clothes, but a great money spinner in the meantime for companies
Yes,
that,
because this is the element of Gemini that's the salesman,
mm,
the grifter, the smooth talking politician or whoever who's going to convince you that, if only we would just do this, then all our problems will be solved and that sort of stuff, which of
yes,
course very seldom turns out to be the case. You could say that technology and publishing, for example, have had opposite trajectories in that
mm,
that's the advent of social media has coincided with the decline in print media and likewise the rise of electronic forms of entertainment and all of that sort of stuff. So the more digital entertainment, the less people read.
oh yes, completely. I totally agree. And also, I think our attention spans, because of social media and
Mm.
use of technology, are already waning. Goodness
Yes.
knows how snappy they're going to be as Uranus makes his way through Gemini. Um,
Yes, that's true. I mean, I think studies have even shown this because of dopamine. The dopamine is so intermittent dopamine seems to play a large role in ADHD.
mm,
And so by kind of going on social media and scrolling through the feed, we're getting these quick hits of dopamine. You actually are training your brain almost to function like an ADHD person. Even if you didn't have it, you almost self-create it. And yes, I mean, already we've seen on social media in terms of the Gemini thing, that it's to an extent trivialized important conversations. If you can sort of sum it up in what is it, 140 characters, great. No one's
yes.
got attention span for anything longer than that, even though it's actually a very nuanced issue.
Mm.
And, with that has come huge political polarization and culture wars.
Oh, most definitely. And also, I think a lot of online conversations are like playground spats.
Yes, these kind of manufactured feuds.
Yes, and people's ability to argue a point just seems to be, well, this is what I think, and you don't agree with me, so you're wrong, or you're right wing or left wing or whatever. It's not helpful at all. And also, I understand that with somebody using AI to write a book, God forbid, or a letter to the UMP or whatever, apparently the areas in your brain are not firing in the way that they are if you were to put pen to paper or finger to keypad and write it yourself. So I actually am quite worried that some people's brains are really going to start, they're going to start to atrophy, for want of a better
Mm,
word,
mm.
because they will not be getting the exercise, the mental exercises that they need. Yeah, I mean, the brain is a muscle, really. It's hard enough sometimes to remember a particular word. You know how it
Yes,
is, it's just
yes,
gone. But
yes.
if you rely on technology like that, your brain is going to say, well, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm going to file all these memories way down at the bottom of my mental filing cabinet because clearly they're no longer needed.
Yes, and in fact, Elon Musk has been on record as saying that, already your phone is an extension of like your brain, and that this is leading the way to transhumanism, where you just plug computers into your brains, like with his Neuralink and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to
Yes.
augment ourselves. We're going to become these cyborgs, and that this is a great thing.
Oh, yes, I know. I can't wait.
Oh, I mean, talk about dystopia.